What is good, YouTube? Welcome to my top 5 overpowered loadouts. If you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a like, subscribe as notifications turned on, and let's get into it. All right, for our first gun up here today in this top 5, we're gonna be taking a look at the Kilo 141, an AR that I do believe can be quite OP, but I don't think as many people are using it as of right now. So let's give you guys the optimal build so you can really do something with it. So first thing in the optic section, you guys can, realistically speaking, kind of run whatever optic you want. If you want to go for a red dot, I'd recommend like the Merlin Mini, Kepler Microflex. My personal favorite is this Volziski Reflex. I really like this, but what we're gonna go down here and do is to get something out of here that decreases the overall recoil we have, and that is gonna be thrown on that Jason Armory 2X or the Willis 3 times. So this right here, when you add these on here, of course, it does help with your magnification and it does help with your recoil gun kick, which is something that for whatever reason they decided to mess with in one of the updates where they messed with the recoil on the Kilo, the AMAX. It's like, the benefit, or like one of the drawing points of the Kilo, was that it was an absolute laser beam. So we're trying to make it as much of a laser as possible, and these two will help us out. Get help unlocking Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos in Black Ops 6 with Mitch Cactus. They're absolutely the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty right now. Whether you want something across multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone, they're completely legitimate for all platforms. They're super trusted by the community, and you may have seen them all over YouTube, and that's for good reason. They'll unlock all your camos, augments, and more without needing to lift a finger, with over 17,000 reviews and thousands of personalized vouchers. They're the go-to for all things in Call of Duty. Use code CHUCK at checkout for 5% off. Muzzle section, we're gonna go in here and throw on the ported compensator. The reason we're using this is because within that update where they kind of nerfed the recoil to it, they made it so that it has more of that first shot jump. So this right here will really help you guys out, that first shot recoil control. You have a good amount of help with your overall vertical and of course recoil stabilization. So really good stuff right here. I'd recommend this over the normal compensator and also the mono suppressor. If you guys feel like you're very experienced or okay dealing with the recoil, then I'd say the mono is all right. But overall, I think the ported is going to be the way to go for the mass majority of people out there. Barrel section, we're to go through on the reinforced barrel. You guys can see that, you know, the long barrel obviously gets you out to 51.6 meters, but the damage at effective range of the reinforced here is 44.4, and with the gain twist barrel, it's only 35, which that is pitifully slow. You know, that's just, or not slow, bad. But the reinforced barrel here, that gives you a good amount of damage range, and of course your bullet velocity is almost 1100 meters a second, which is exactly what you want. Realistically speaking, you want it to be above 1,000, maybe preferably 1,100, 1,200 plus. But overall, the reinforce is going to be the move. Under barrel, of course, you're going to throw on that vertical foregrip. No real reason to go down here and use the G grip. It's not that great on this. I don't think the G grip is particularly useful on really almost any gun. It's not like I found it to be like, oh, this is the go-to, like you have to run the G grip. It's like, nah, you'd probably just be better off running the vertical. And then, of course, magazine, we're throwing on extended mag 2, not to be confused with extended mag 3. We do not need to go for this 80 round drum. It's okay, but like it slows you down quite substantially. And I think extended mag 2 here gives you enough rounds. 60 rounds in the mag is exactly what we wanted. We have 60 in previous version of Warzone, Warzone 1. Obviously, this is what we ran, and it's the same thing here. We don't need to switch it up because if it's not broke, don't fix it. So that right there is going to be our full Kilo build. Next up here in this top 5, I want to give you guys a build here for the Compact 92, which, if you don't believe me, has one of the fastest TTKs up to about 13 meters. Actually, it is the fastest. Like, if you are in that close range situation, you will be winning those gunfights. So let's show you guys here how to dominate with it. So first thing is actually going to be throwing on the long barrel to this thing. We're trying to increase that damage range out as far as possible, so this will really help us out. Of course, our bullet velocity is not that great at 475. The only other thing I'd recommend for you guys to do is not to go for the reinforced, but actually go down here for the integrated suppressor barrel. Reason being is obviously it's an integrated suppressor, gives you an increase to your damage range and your bullet velocity, so it's a nice little 3-for-1 attachment. So you guys can definitely go ahead and run that, and they'll get you to 13.1 meters. The long barrel gets you to 13.7, so it extends it out a little bit, but it's just kind of up to you between the long barrel and the integrated suppressor and what you want to run. Under barrel section, I know some people like the vertical foregrip on this thing just because it has a little bit of that recoil. Like, that's one of the downsides of the compact, because it's so fast firing, has such a fast TTK, it will jump, so the vertical can be nice. Also, I just like to go for the Ranger though, and I have not personally tested out the G grip on this thing, so that is something you guys would have to personally test out and see. But I've used the Ranger and the vertical foregrip, and I prefer the Ranger overall. Magazine, we're going to go down here and actually throw on extended mag 3, just because like extended mag 3, whether you like it or not, it's actually really good. It slows you down a little bit. Yes, you can go for extended mag 2 and you won't be at as much of a disadvantage, right, for your overall mobility. But being that the fire rate is almost 1100 rounds per minute, you do blow through ammo very quickly. So taking out more than one person, like you take them out, you got to finish them when they're down if you don't have a throwing knife or something like that. So you might be a little bit, you know, kind of SOL, you know, when you're trying, it's basically shit out of luck, you know, when you're trying to down somebody, maybe someone else walks into the room, then you might not have enough ammo to be able to take them out too. So that's why sometimes having extended mag 3 works out very nicely. Rear grip though, we're gonna go throw on the ergonomic grip here, pretty standard. I always run the ergonomic. I don't really feel a benefit in running the commando or even like the CQB grip. I just think the ergonomic is like the most dominant, best, like, there's no reason to really even throw on the commando or anything else like that. Just throw on the ergonomic grip. Lastly, we're gonna go to the stock section. I will tell you guys here a different version of this build here real quick though. You guys can go for the infiltrator stock, which is really good. I've ran the no stock actually for a while, which was fun. Don't really run that anymore. I normally just go for the infiltrator and the balanced. And I think for this particular build, I'm gonna go for the balanced stock as that is my preference. You can, like I said, go for either of them, but you can run this exact build right here. And if you feel like there's a little bit too much recoil, go to the muzzle section and throw on a compensator, and you'll essentially be good to go right there. Next up is going to be the Grau 556. This is a really fun one, so let's hop into it. Very quick build on this one. So, of course, we're going to go throw on the SWAT 556 Grau conversion. This is not really the SWAT to me, as I like to say, that is only the Grau. No one's going to use the SWAT. Like, you just don't use the SWAT. So we're going to, of course, have that on there. Now we're going to go in here and we're just going to throw on a magazine. That's going to be the full auto mag. You guys kind of know the drill on this one. That's the only thing in here, so you have to use that. Under barrel, you guys want to just go throw on the vertical foregrip. No reason to go for anything else on this thing. Muzzle section, this is where you can kind of use one of like two options. What I like to say is I think the ported compensator is absolutely phenomenal on this thing. If you guys, let's say, go throw on the mono suppressor, which is the other option, and you're trying to hit somebody at very long distance, you'll notice that it has an immediate jump up, then it comes down, and it's a very easy to control gun after that. So if you want to be more accurate initially and not have to deal with that jump, because every target's not going to be standing still at distance, then the ported compensator will be better for you. And I personally find this to be better for me, largely speaking, than running the mono. But both of these are great options, just obviously more range than more recoil. So kind of a bit of a trade-off right there. I'm going to say to go for the ported. And actually in the optic section, listen, you can run an optic, you cannot run an optic. I'll show you the thing to swap out. So what I like to go for is this Volziski reflex. I'm telling you guys this right now. Like, listen, if you like try this out in the firing range, if you've never used an optic on the ground before, try it out and you'll see that it hits unbelievably hard. It's very easy to use. I like it, you know, quite a bit. So the Volziski is awesome, and you can just go ahead and like change the reticle over to like the blue dot, right? And that'll be great. So you can run this exact build right here, or you can take off your optic and go in here for a rear grip. Make this thing maybe a little bit faster by using the quick draw grip or the commando grip, something else like that. I've run the commando grip or the quick draw, but I think I run the commando normally speaking. So you can run it kind of essentially either which way and you'll have a blast. I feel like it wouldn't be fair if I gave you guys like an overpowered top 5 and I did include the LC10, as this is by far the most dominant SMG. I mean, the only thing that really gets up close to it is like the C9 right now. And so if you guys aren't using this and you're trying to be really competitive, you're going to be doing yourself a disservice. So first thing, barrel section, we're throwing that long barrel. I have seen people try to run the reinforce a little bit. Kind of perplexes me, I want to say. I think the long barrel is just overall better to run. So you guys should just probably be doing that. Underbarrel section, you guys want to just go throw on the Ranger. There's no reason to run the G grip or the vertical. I mean, the LC10, the reason why it is so good, apart from the TTK, is the fact that it's an actual laser beam. So when you just have a little bit of that extra horizontal recoil control and your sprinting movement speed, you guys are going to be very much so taken care of and you'll be good to go. Magazine, this is where I kind of differ from maybe what some of the meta people really like to say. I like to go for extended mag 1 because when I normally play Rebirth, I find myself in a situation where I have to make very, quick split, decision reflexes, and I have to really kind of, bob and weave around. So when I have extended mag 1, it allows me to only have the downside of, I'm losing a little bit of reload quickness. versus extended mag 2, I start losing the ADS speed, sprint to fire, stuff like that. So that is not as attractive to me, and I'm not as much of a fan of it. So I'd say you can still run extended mag 2. Like if you're trying to go full actual like meta, then this would be the attachment. My preference is extended mag 1, but for the purposes of showing you guys the overall top thing, I'll show you guys extended mag 2. Rear grip, we're gonna go in here and use the ergonomic. Pretty standard, we always run that. And then lastly, in the stock section, you guys either want to go for the infiltrator, which is something I really like, or the balance stock. You guys can see you still get great benefits here. It's the 2 bars for the 2 arrows, I should say, for the strafing movement speed, then the 1 for movement speed, hip fire movement speed, and aim walking movement speed. And then of course the infiltrator just gives you the double for the aim walking movement speed, and that is all it does. I've been running the infiltrator here a little bit more recently, so I like that, but overall you really can't go wrong with either or of them. So that's my full build right there. Last but not least here in today's top 5 is going to be the HDR. So the HDR is of course just that sniper rifle that has like the infinite one-shot, headshot range on it. So we're just going to go here and make it, the best outfitted HDR possible. First thing, we're gonna go throw on the mono suppressor. This is what you guys should be running: increase in bullet velocity and damage range. Obviously the damage range is not like a huge thing, but we want to increase the bullet velocity, and this is the attachment that's going to help us do that. So we're going to throw on the mono suppressor. After that barrel section, we're just going to go throw on the gain twist barrel. Keep in mind, mine's only level 25 out of 38. I'm not an HDR sniper kind of person. I realize it's really good, but it just doesn't really fit with my playstyle. I like to go AR, SMG, maybe SMG sniper, and because I play primarily Rebirth, normally if I'm going to snipe, probably ends up being like the Car 98 or maybe the Frost line, because that's more mobile and a great one-shot. But overall, the gain twist is going to be the move here. We're trying to boost out that bullet velocity as much as possible because, of course, one-shot, infinite, range right there. Now we're going to go to the underbarrel section. We're throwing on that lightweight bipod. This is going to help us out there aiming idle sway, making it so that when you're aiming, you're not like moving around like that. It's just easy and it's very stable. So we like that quite a bit. Now we're going back in here to the stock section, and I'm throwing on the heavy stock just because flinch resistance is something that's super crucial when you're sniping. Obviously it sucks when you're trying to ADS at somebody, you get shot, and then obviously your crosshairs and your sight go way all over the place. I mean, that's just natural for COD, but this will help you out. And if you guys also haven't had the combat stock down here, this will be great as well. So combat or heavy, so don't feel bad if you don't have the combat. You can run the heavy stock or the combat stock, up to you. But I also don't think I need aim walking movement speed, but the ADS movement speed and the aim down sight speed and the sprint to fire speed is better. So combat stock if you got it, heavy stock otherwise. Lastly, fire mods, we're gonna go throw on the overpressured rounds, increase the bullet velocity, gets you at the 1200 meters a second, which is great. Your damage and effective range is awesome. Don't gotta worry about any of that. This right here is gonna be like your most hard meta build for the HDR. And that being said, that's my top 5. You guys enjoyed, give it a like, subscribe, check out this other video on screen, and I'll see you next time.